Battle of the Cats at the Penrith Football Stadium tonight as we welcome you to this round 8 clash between the Penrith Panthers and the West Tigers. This is how they'll take the field. At fullback, Reece Wesser. On the wings, Amos Roberts and Luke Rooney. The centres, Ryan Girdler and Luke Lewis. At 5'8", Preston Campbell, the halfback and the captain, Craig Gower. Trent Waterhouse at lock, Joe Nallavau and Shane Rodney comes into the second row. And a front row of Joel Clinton, Luke Frittis and Martin Lang. Their bench tonight, Ben Ross and Luke Swain, Paul Fatawira and Frank Pritchard. Their coach is John Lang. Now, Tim Sheens, on the other hand, would have been very happy with his team's second half performance last week. At one stage, they trailed by 16 points to 8, as we see Scott Sattler don the jersey.
You see Sheensy talking to him there. I think he'd be stressing 2 points. One is they've got to dominate the speed of the play of the ball tonight, and secondly, they've got to dominate field position. They have to do this against a side who can score points. If they can do that, they are in with a mighty chance.
They ended up beating Manly 30 points to 22. They would love to put them back-to-back. Here's their side. Brett Hodgson at fullback, Jason Moody and Luke Duffy, who makes his first grade debut on the wings. John Wilson and Shane Elford, the centre pairing. The 5'8", Daniel Fitzhenry, the halfback, Scott Prince. A very experienced back row. Scott Sattler is the lock and the captain, Nick Graham and Mark O'Neill. And a front row of Bryce Gibbs, Robbie Mears and John Skandalis. The interchange, Anthony LaFranchi and Ben Galea. Jeff Lima and Bronson Harrison, their coach, Tim Sheens.
And Stephen Clark is in charge of this game at the base of the mountains. Quite a breeze blowing through the day. It's slowly abated. It will favour the Tigers in the first half. They will run from right to left. There's the kick-off. Time on, game on. Beautiful take by Roberts to open the game. It's gone away for Nallavau now, and Nallavau runs to the defence. He's put down 18 metres out from his own line. Wilson was one of the tacklers, Gibbs another, and Mears the other. Here's Rodney now in the green headgear. In the run-on side, taking the place of Pulatua tonight. He reaches 20, and they elect to go to the right of the ground. Oh, Lang hit by Wilson. It was a torrid tackle by Wilson in the main, more so than Skandalis. Now it's away again for Joe Nallavau. He's out to the 30-metre line. This time he's met and pulled down by Graham, formerly from Cronulla and Wigan. And now taking it ahead is the 8th for the Panthers, Joel Clinton. And back now for the kick of the game, the first of the game for Preston Campbell. It bounces up favourably for the former Parramatta Eel, Hodgson, in fact a former West Magpie himself. Hodgson bringing it out 32 metres from his own line. And here's the boy that's on debut tonight in first grade, Duffy. He's put down, playing jumper number 5. We wish him well. And they come up with the boot, the Panthers. They give a penalty from inside their own 40-metre line.
They'll be very disappointed with that, Luke Prittis, because it is a pet penalty this season for the referees. Just that second grab of the leg, pulled the foot out, and he knew straight away. Hands went up.
Hold Penrith, wait.
Tap to be taken by the Tigers and Johnny Skandalis, who from a distance can look like his front row teammate Bryce Gibbs. About the same size, the dark hair, O'Neill, a second man play, Sattler, Hodgson loses the ball. And it comes down there for Luke Lewis, playing centres tonight, playing in the four-jump, and Roberts makes a mistake that could prove costly. It's happened just outside the 30-metre line. Penrith's into the ground.
Amos Roberts not looking at the football. He tried to pick it up on the run. And this is now a great opportunity for the West Tigers, only 30 metres out.
20 metres in from touch here on the western side of the Penrith Stadium. They're running towards the northern end, the Tigers. Scott Prince in 7 tonight. He played in 6 last weekend against the Eagles. He goes open side and links up with Wilson. He's put away and tackled there by Waterhouse, the 13, and Wesser up there in the defensive line. O'Neill again, second man play. And the ball goes away to Fitzhenry, who played on the wing last weekend in that match against Manly. Then Elford does well, a former Panther. Prince gets it away to Fitzhenry, and then it's gone to O'Neill. And now it's come out to Graham. Graham onto Wilson. Wilson does the dance, but Luke Lewis puts him down. They're 12 metres out from the line, 20 metres in from touch. And Graham heads back into the ruck area, gives it to Wilson. Ball goes away now to Duffy, and Duffy is tackled. 9 metres out from the line. Mears is in the number 9 and got a sloppy play the ball as it goes away now from Prince, and it's out to Sattler. Turns it back and away, picked up by Skandalis. And Skandalis on 5, playing his 100th game for the Merge club tonight. There's the kick through from Prince, and it's fielded in goal by Rooney. It'll be a line drop out, so the pressure will continue for the West Tigers.
It's an impressive set of 6 from the Tigers. They're well skilled, well drilled. And a nice finish there from Scott Prince, and that's so important in the modern game to come up with a result on the last. Luke Rooney had no alternative but to take the football and the tackle.
Stay behind!
Craig Gower with the line dropout from under the northern uprights. He went very, very close to that sideline over there where it was marked eventually by Jason Moody.
Hold Penrith, wait!
So it's O'Neill who plays the ball now for the Tigers, and they're some 35 metres out. They're having some trouble with their hands out wide. Prince was out there that time, then Graham, now knocked on by Wilson. So Penrith have given the Tigers a little sniff, given them a look, but now they've released the pressure valve.
Well, surprised. I thought Steve Clark might have awarded another set of 6 here. I thought Preston Campbell touched this ball, but ruled not to have.
Yeah, it didn't matter in the end, did it, Pete? They look like they're trying to do too much too early, the West Tigers, with the football, playing a very expansive game, only a few minutes into the match. And the passes aren't sticking at this stage.
Wait for it. Wait. Outside leg up.
Points are level between these two teams, but the Tigers have had a bye, whereas the Panthers have not. Panthers have won 4 matches this year, up against 3 to the West Tigers. Andrew Voss sideline as Lewis plays the ball.
And Ray, a real battle of tactics started right at the toss, as Matthew Johns mentioned. The Tigers electing to kick off and defend. Now, that didn't really surprise me. What did surprise me, though, is the Panthers elected to run into the breeze in the first half. It's definitely a factor at the back of the Tigers in this first 40.
Here's Campbell weaving some magic and taking it down to the 40-metre line on the Tigers' end of the ground. Mears was the tackler. Gower got it away. Rodney goes into space, then passes the ball. And Rooney is going to be held a couple of metres out from the line. Gower now. Wesser runs decoy. It's come to Prittis, and Prittis steps and tries to go through, but Graham is there. Graham and Mears make the tackle. Tackle 5. Pressure for the Tigers. And it comes to Campbell over Nullavow. Will they hold him up in goal? I think they did. Steve Clark wants to look at it.
Just check the grounding, please.
Thought maybe he didn't ground it.
He's having a long, hard look at the video referee will decide this one. What does Joe Nullavow think? He thinks it's a try. He's nodding the head vigorously. Good ball from Preston Campbell. 2 Tigers defenders there, but Nullavow's strong, and does he get the ball down? Steve Clark probably just got there a fraction too late, and that's why he's gone to the video referee, and you can't tell from that angle, maybe from this one.
Yeah, Scott Prince and Luke Duffy there trying to deny the ball carrier. I can't see the ball having been put down, and I can't even apply benefit of the doubt there. I think that the defender's done a great job.
What a debut incident for the young number 5 Duffy underneath Joe Nullavow.
Having Joe Nullavow run at you at 1,000 miles an hour, and I'll tell you what, he's done well, because I reckon he's held him up.
No try play the ball.
It's the 5th and last.
I think it was the last tackle, was it not? It'll be the changeover, is it?
Yep, the new rule brought in this year. If it had been before the last tackle, they'd have kept the football and brought it out, but now it's a turnover. Scandalis grasped 11 out from his own line.
Let's put that young winger down for 10 out of 10. Magnificent effort by him. This is Fitzhenry who plays the ball 20 metres away from the Tigers' line. The 8 is Gibbs. He's tackled in a dominant tackle by Lang and by Waterhouse, and Prittis jumping on the top of the pack. Now it's O'Neill who's tackled by the number 8. That is Clinton. The green headgear tackle there is Rodney. And he came into the team repeating for Pulatua, who was a late withdrawal, as Prince puts a kick in to clear. And Amos Roberts has got his eyes glued on it this time after making an embarrassing error earlier. Graham goes low and Scandalis goes over the top. They put him away 35 out from his line. Now away goes Rooney, and he gains 10 metres before Mears makes the tackle with O'Neill and Scandalis. They go away to the left for Lang, and Lang is to the halfway line, where he's met by the back rower Sadler, and an assist there from O'Neill. They're 20 metres in from the eastern grandstand as Prittis shows the ball and then hesitates as he runs behind the decoy. Probably thinking a little bit about that controversial try from last weekend as it comes away for Joe Nullavow again. And he's ridden into the ground by Wilson. The number 3, he's the left centre defence. He's very strong, John Wilson, from what I've seen tonight, and we haven't seen much of him, of course. There's the ball put down. It went forward, I thought, by the Panthers. It's a handover with the knock-on on the final tackle.
Yeah, lack of communication there, and you don't expect that from Penrith. Trent Waterhouse is not the man to be kicking the football on the last, as now they are penalised for being inside the 10. Campbell, Gower, they've got to get in position. Sorry, Ray.
So they'll get another chance here as the referee gives them the
Thank you, boys.
Penalty to take them down for the tap 42 metres out from the line, and it doesn't need to be said that many times, but John Scandalis always there, first man up, ready to take the punishment. Now O'Neill goes to the line, stops and turns it away. Sattler goes to Hodgson, and Hodgson is taken down by Nullavow over the top, and Waterhouse in the 13 was the first man there low. Then it's Fitzhenry, now it's Graham. Graham has his legs taken by Clinton and Priddis, and Mears it is that goes away in the number 9 shirt, and he gets the ball back on the inside for Wilson. Wilson tries to stride free. Priddis comes in late. Waterhouse made a desperate tackle around the legs. Fitzhenry then to Hodgson. Hodgson puts a little kick in. The weight looks good. West is on top of it. They might have to play at it. No, they waited. They were cool and calm, and it'll come back to the 20 for the restart. John Lang even looked calm on that occasion.
Do you reckon? He was sweating dead set bullets there. Reece Wesser, he was the cool one. He knew it was heading over. Hodgson made one last lunge, but all to no avail.
Clinton to play the ball. Back on his 30-metre line. They cut out Rodney with a face ball, and then it goes away to Girdler. Girdler goes through, but he's taken over there by Elford, and he's playing the ball on the halfway mark as Gower turns it away for Lang. And Mears is there, but a penalty has been given against the Tigers inside the 10. And the kick will be taken 40 out from the Tigers line, 25 in from touch eastern side.
Got a little bit of joy down the left-hand side there, the Panthers. Second bust they've made. First one through Rodney, the second one through Girdler. Shane Elford over there, a man who knows this ground very well, played 69 games here for the Panthers.
He's got him again. Not back to 10 in the free kick area.
Yeah, ready when you're ready.
So the Panthers have got 6 tackles from 10 metres out. And Lang is back slammed by Gibbs, the front row forward. Priddis a dummy. He's tried to use the man who played the ball as some kind of obstruction, but he's held up anyway. Now, Clinton has made a meal of it, a dummy half. It'll be a penalty. It is.
You come round square.
Marker has come round before the ball has cleared the ruck.
Just wait. Back on the line. Nick Graham, back.
So they've got more than 6 tackles from the 10 metres now because it's about to resume.
Just wait the line.
Stephen Clark defining where he wants the penalty taken. And Priddis uses Lang as a decoy, but then Gower! Penalty to the Tigers, double movement against Gower.
And Stephen Clark, no video referee here, just straight up the arm went. A double move. Looks like it'll be a good old-fashioned double movement, this one. Yeah, tackle completed, lifting the arm over the white stripe, and that is a good decision. No momentum there.
He's had a busy night, Steve Clark. In fact, I'm happy that they've got one of their senior referees in charge of it, because there's been some contentious little penalties to be given. Graham is tackled there by Lang and Clinton inside the 30-metre line. Gibbs takes it away in the jumper number 8, Bryce Gibbs. He's about to play the ball in the centre of the ground. Mears gets it on. Then it's gone through Fitzhenry. It's finished up with Scandalis, and Lewis has got him with Campbell. Campbell in the black headgear, and they play the ball. The Tigers with Fitzhenry making a clean break. He's come out the other side. He's got Wesson to beat. He's got support on the inside. Wilson will go all the way. Wilson over the line. Wesson tries to hold him up. I don't think he succeeded, but it's touch and go again for Steve Clark to make the decision via the video referee.
Well, Reece Wesser looks very confident that they've saved a try here. John Wilson, something of a try-scoring machine for the West Tigers. He broke the record for the club last season, and he's confident also that they've got first points. Coming across, Wesser. No, that's a try. I'm sure the ball has touched the ground there, despite the fact he loses it late. In my opinion, I think that he's got the football down in the first occasion.
It's an interesting one, because Reece Wesser put his hand under the football. Now, any part of the football just got to touch that the green grass there, and it's a try. But Wesser sees he's got his hand under the football there, and Wilson goes down with it. If it touches the ground, which it looks like it has there, then it's a try.
The back of the ball's touched the ground.
And it was very, very ordinary defence around the dummy half area, around the mark area by the Panthers, which allowed a break by Fitzhenry, hence the try to Wilson. He's happy.
This will be a try. It is. The green signal is there. 4-0 in favour of the Tigers. 13 minutes gone.
One of the areas you don't want to get busted is through your markers. We've got Lewis and Preston Campbell, ducks under one. The ordinary effort there by Preston throwing the arm out. And Fitzhenry looks for the best support player, who is Wilson, who positioned himself very well on the inside. Nice combination.
It was a tidy effort by Wesser. It might not have brought him any rewards, but it was a very big effort by the number one to get as close to stopping the try. Hodgson converts the try of Wilson, and the West Tigers lead the defending premiers 6-0. 6-0 is the score. A converted try to the West Tigers, and it came at around about the 12th minute of the action, and there's been plenty of it, and plenty of work for Stephen Clark, the referee. And here's a penalty. He's really giving the old P and the whistle plenty to think about. The penalty's gone to the West Tigers.
Giving him an opportunity to. Just have a look at this little push in the back. Not that one. This final one. There. Not needed.
Clinton's the offender. Pretty dumb stuff. They're inside their own 10, and you're right in front of the referee. It's an easy way to get a piggyback or to get a free ticket outside that red zone. Now O'Neill takes it over halfway, and again he finds a bit of space on the fringe of the ruck there. It was closed by Lang and Clinton. Now they give it to Sattler to see what he can do with it, and Rodney's there to make the tackle together with Clinton. Mears across and delivering, and Scandalis takes it up the middle, 35 metres out from the line. Then from Mears again, a dummy half for Graham. Graham runs at Nullavow, who gets one leg, and Lang gets over the top. Mears comes left, picks up Fitzhenry. Then he puts in a neat kick, Fitzhenry, but it's too big. And it'll come back to the 20-metre line for the restart.
Tackle one. Keep coming.
30 out from the line, as Peter pointed out, and Joe Nullavow trying very hard. Tackle by Fitzhenry and Wilson as he tried on the left side defence. Clinton. What about Clinton? He walked over the top of Scandalis, and the ball is played by Clinton on halfway. Out goes Pritis for a sneaky run, and Graham is there to close down the gap with Scandalis, who only just recovered from a buffeting and a beating from Clinton. Now it's gone away for Gower. Throws a couple of dummies and almost gets through. O'Neill pulls him down and gives a penalty.
In there, you've got to get out of the way, Mark.
Yeah, he's got Mark O'Neill here, penalised him for interference in the tackle, saying you've got to get out of it as soon as possible, but he didn't do anything wrong there. Craig Gower milked it and just dropped it. And that was a pretty harsh penalty there from Stumpy Clark.
That's one!
Lang, 10 away from the line. Again, Penrith being invited into that area by the West Tigers. Penalty given by Mark O'Neill. Panthers with a chance. Pritis keeps it low. Gower fires it on. Campbell with the ball. Out to Wesser. Wesser on to Lewis. One on mark on the outside. Roberts. Try number 10. Season's leading try scorer. Brings up double figures. Amos Roberts scores for Penrith.
Well, it hasn't taken long for the reigning premiers to hit back. They did it on the back of a very fortuitous penalty. I agree with Paul. I don't think Mark O'Neill needed to be penalised. They keep the ball alive. Preston Campbell, and as we freeze it there, you can see that the West defenders are all coming in and there's space on the outside. It's just a matter of getting it to that man, Amos Roberts, as play continues. Wesser does well, gets it to Lewis. He attracts two defenders, and Luke Duffy, a little bit of inexperience there. He went too far in and never gave himself a chance of getting the man he should have been marking.
I suppose, though, when the inside men go in, he's got a lot of territory to cover. He had to go in a little bit, but just a fraction too far. Amos Roberts, he doesn't need much room, does he? Having a great season.
Girdler from touch, and he's put too much hook on it. So they failed to convert. That means they trail by a couple. It is 6-4 in favour of the Tigers over the Panthers. Andrew Voss is on the sideline.
Yeah, Ray, you talk about it being City Country selection weekend. Well, it'll come as no surprise if we're watching Amos Roberts up at Gosford next Friday night in the countryside at Kempsey Boy. Hard to argue with his credentials on the back of those 10 tries this year.
He's had an absolutely brilliant start to the year. Nobody can deny that. Oh, here's a terrible knock on by one of the game's best. He throws the ball away in absolute embarrassment and disgust.
Yeah, it was one of those balls that was swirling, coming very quickly to him. In fact, it bounced about 5-6 metres off the chest.
Keep in there, Trent. I'll call you out. I'll call you out.
We say so often, one of the important things to do after you've scored points is to make sure that the next set is mistake-free.
Out!
The Tigers win the scrum. Fitzhenry tries to beat Wesser, can't do so.
6 points to 4 in favour of the Tigers. A converted try scored by John Wilson. And here they are, trying to find a gap up the middle with O'Neill. Waterhouse closes it down with Clinton. Mears passes, Fitzhenry shoves it on, Graham gives it out, Wilson knocks on, Roberts pounces, now Roberts sees some space down the right, look at him go, he's got the legs pumping, there's defence coming, Roberts, Campbell's behind him, here comes Sattler, he tried to emulate his grand final tackle, this time it backfires, this time Roberts scores, and that's his second in as many minutes. Beautiful pickup, Great reflex action by Roberts, but what about Sattler? Game in defeat.
He was game in defeat, and you just felt that he might be able to get there, but Amos Roberts, fleet of foot, does very well again to beat his winger here because he's covered. The mistake, a simple one from John Wilson, shrugs off Duffy, and then he's got the speed to get outside Duffy again. Nick Graham can't foot it with him, and Scott Sattler, deja vu, different side of the field, gets very close. But Amos Roberts, in the form he's in, he's not going to get run down from behind.
Yeah, another West Tigers mistake has cost them 4, possibly 6. 6 months ago, Scott Sattler made the greatest tackle of all time to pull down Todd Byrne in a grand final. He couldn't do it tonight. There it is. How good's that? It's almost dead set, the same tackle. But tonight, Amos Roberts, a fraction too much pace for Scott. Beautiful stuff there.
Girdler should get this one. Keeps it low. Ooh, hit the upright and squeezed through. So the second of Amos Roberts' tries converted. Welcome back to Penrith Stadium. Some of the clashes between these neighbouring clubs have reached high proportions on the scoreboard, and this looks like it might head in that direction. I pointed out the last time they met here, there were 72 points scored in that game.
It's also a game, Ray, where the Tigers scored 5 late tries. The Panthers actually led 32-0 at one stage. I'm sure that if John Lang can get his side in front, he won't want them to slacken off, as they've done in the past. They really need to get to the line tonight.
Lang on the 30-metre line there. Way to Waterhouse, and Waterhouse is taking a buffeting in there, but eventually Scandalis puts him to ground with O'Neill's help. Mears involved in the tackle as well. Now it's a ways for the kick from Gower off the right foot. It's going to bounce effectively for the Panthers. Moody leaving it alone, so it'll be a loose head and feed to the Tigers about 30 metres out from the Tigers line.
Jason Moody was well positioned there. He realised that Craig Gower had kicked within the 40-metre line, but he was outside the 20. More dangerous to play at the football and possibly come up with a mistake.
Okay. Now, boys, you right? Out!
Here is Prince coming away from the base of the scrum, and Nullavow breaking quickly from the second row, with Waterhouse from the back of the scrum shutting him down. Now it's with Graham. They're trailing 10-6, and Sattler looking to get a quick play the ball away, and Campbell gives a penalty.
You'll let it go.
The standard has been set by Stephen Clark tonight. He had to penalise there. Campbell giving the penalty, and again the Tigers get a look at the red zone of the Panthers.
Hold here, boys.
18.5 minutes of the first half remaining.
Tackle one!
And Tim Sheens has pushed the button. Lima has gone on for the Tigers. The 15 is also on for the Tigers. That is Galea. And they play the ball. They're just 5 metres out from the line. Mears for Graham. Graham, the former Shark, is tackled. A metre from the line. Mears, a dummy half. The Panthers come up quickly. Then it's gone away from Fitzhenry. It's picked up by Prince. Oh, good ball! That is a fabulous pass. Scott Prince has put Brett Hodgson in. The Tigers have levelled the scoreboard try-wise. A great pass by the number 7.
One of the best support players in the game, Brett Hodgson. And they never had the numbers there, the Penrith Panthers. As we freeze it there, you can see that they've got 3 players Now, as play continues, they come up and they start sliding, but there's just a lack of numbers. The Tigers straighten the play. That puts more emphasis or pressure on the defence. Nullarbor can't come across, and Brett Hodgson, happy days, open spaces when he received the football.
What I like there about the Tigers play, they put on 2 or 3 plays around the ruck, nice and tight, to drag the Penrith defence in. Then that back line was the deepest I've seen all year from any club. And it gave them the room to put this little play on. Scott Prince, he's done some great things at halfback. He started the season playing 5/8 for the Tigers, but they've made him halfback now with an injury to Ben Reynolds, and he's going fantastic the last couple of games. And Brett Hodgson, he doesn't need much room to move either. Very speedy. And the Tigers, they fight back well.
So it's high fives and jubilation all round. As the try scorer attempts to convert his own try and he fails, so we're locked together at 10-all. 2 tries apiece, 1 try only converted by each side.
Just want to give the try scorer a rap as well for the young people at home, and in fact any fullback. Just watch his support play tonight. He always puts himself in a position. As we get a knock on from Luke Rooney, so it will still be a West Tigers possession.
They're appealing out here. Rooney swears blind he knocked it back, and I thought he did too, to tell you the truth. This is the kick-off. It comes off the hands. Now, if that's a knock-on, see, Rooney is blowing up, and I'm quite sure he's entitled to be blowing up. It's come off his hands, gone back, bounced off his chest, and still gone back. So the penalty, or the scrum has been
One against the feed.
one against the feed by the Panthers, so they were very upset with the ruling by Stephen Clark, as if to say, we'll show you. And they win against the feed. Wesser plays the ball. Prittis sends Waterhouse on a run up the middle, but all he gets is punishment. 3 of them go in. Galea was one of them. Lima another. Now it's away for Martin Lang. He's tackled. 10 metres out from the line. Pulled down by Sattler and Elford, the former Panthers. And then it's with Gower. Now it's with Campbell. Out to Wesser. Quick hands for Lewis. Lewis can see the line and has been made to play it. Nullarbor has a go. His second of the night. Doesn't get it down again. Well, Joe has been looking at the same piece of real estate for half the night, and they won't give him a reward. Stephen Clark adamant that he was held up that time.
It's a held-up-a-thon for Joe Nullarbor.
Would have been 5.
Little crack from dummy half. Couple of the Tigers there, they saved the day again. Now they attack.
Well saved over on the far side of the ground by the Tigers.
We should point out again that the new rule this year, if you are held up over the line and it is not the last tackle, you bring the ball back into the field of play 10 metres and restart from what tackle you were up to. And that's what happened to the Panthers on that occasion.
Well, somebody just told me that this program has been adjusted. 17 is Lima.
No problems.
Mears. Heard the call from Clark, did you? No problems. Penrith were appealing for a penalty. Hodgson away to the fingertips there of Prince, who puts the kick down and across, and it's with Amos Roberts. 2 tries tonight, but he runs into Wilson and Graham, guarding the Roberts side of the park, which is something you don't want to put your hand up for, not at the moment anyway, with Roberts scoring 2 tries down there. Now Lewis in the centre of the ground, tackled by Mears and Lima. And here's Ross, named in the Queensland State of Origin squad. He will play the ball 35 metres out from the line. Prittis goes to his captain. The captain goes to Rodney, and Rodney is put down by Lima in 17, O'Neill in 12. Prittis goes out from dummy half, no markers. Gower is tackled. And Prittis is still down, injured in back play. Tackle there was Nick Graham. A long pass finds the hand of Wesser, then a neat kick through, and Hodgson knows what he has to do. That is submit without making a voluntary tackle, and he's tackled by Lewis. Now Duffy. He takes it out 8 metres from his own line.
Here it is. Go.
Tackled over there by Ben Ross. Now Graham. Well, that is submitting to the point that it's almost voluntary.
Well, I reckon that he's got the benefit of the doubt there. Stephen Clark must have believed that he lost his footing.
Here it is, boys. He crawled forward.
So 13 minutes remaining in the first half.
And maybe that supports it.
There's a dead set sniper in the crowd. It's got him for sure.
It's a dead set joke, some of these players, the way they can't get to the ground quick enough and get a good quick play the ball on again. It's almost looking a bit like a game of touch with some of these fellas. Wesser takes it out to the 30-metre line and beyond. Prince it was, riding Cossack. Now Rooney running straight at Mears, the smallest of the forwards. And the 15 is LaFranchi. My apologies to him. There's been some number changes made by the Tigers. LaFranchi's wearing 15, Galea 16, Lima 17. And Swain is back there in 16 for the Panthers now as Priddis unloads and gives it to Lewis, who fends away. And Duffy eventually makes the tackle after Prince was beaten, all ends up. And now Campbell torpedoes it to Gower to do the same, and Rodney the same. And then Girdler puts it on the boot. It comes down for Rodney. Rodney gets a one-hander to Girdler. Girdler throws the pass. It goes into touch. As we welcome you back to Friday Night Football, the Panthers and the Tigers. The battle of the Cats, 10 points all. We've had a few problems in the machinery tonight. The clock and the scoreboard, something wrong there, but I see that the scoreboard is back there for you, but I'll keep my eye on the time more so for you now. There's 11.5 minutes to go in the first half, with apologies. Friday Night Football, thanks for joining us. Graham playing the ball. And it's with Sattler. He loses the ball. The advantage will apply. By Jove, they were slow in reacting. Penrith, can't believe the two players closest to the ball didn't react quicker. Girdler, he goes ahead. LaFranchi over the top, misses him badly. Girdler had to play the ball anyway. Rodney is tackled. O'Neill around the legs. And he, of course, is a foundation member of this merged club. And now it's Clinton who's tackled. 17 metres out from the line. Gower sees a gap, goes through it, falls short again. No double movement from the captain that time. Priddis fires the pass out. It's a shocker. It's put on the boot there by Ilford. He knocks on, trying to pick it up. It'll be a scrum.
The last one here.
Oh, Craig Gower just wishes he was 2 inches taller. Fair dinkum. To been denied 2 tries tonight. First on a double movement. He goes pretty close here. Must be a bees from scoring a try. So short. And then from there, a knock on by the West Tigers.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether the Tigers would have been too impressed with Shane Ilford kicking the football and then knocking on him, trying to pick it back up. Pressure's maintained, play on. Ryan Girdler, left side, beats one, can't beat the cover tackle. Scott Sutton.
25 away from the line, and here's Ross charging ahead. 15 out from the line, tackled by Mears, the number 9. Here's Gower again, holding it back this time. Waterhouse, there's an obstruction. This is dead set, a player in possession of the football, running behind one of his own players to gain an advantage.
Yeah, and after this, Craig Gower gave Luke Swain a massive spray and said, run a different angle, run that way, which would have allowed possibly that play to keep going because he was through a hole.
It's fine for the decoy player to go through, but he's got to keep going and not cause a collision. And Swain, he gave himself up. He ran into the bloke and just stood there.
So LaFranchi losing ground under the defence there of Swain and Clinton. Now he plays the ball. And the 16 is Galea, a dummy half who unloaded for his runner. That being John Scandalis. He's since played the ball. And now Graham running back on the inside is met by a 3-man dominating tackle from the Panthers. Waterhouse, Clinton and Swain. Here's Galea coming out from dummy half now, making some yards. And he plays it on halfway under the tackle of Swain again. This time it's LaFranchi again, going up the middle. And on the 5th tackle, he's brought down 40 metres out from the Panthers line. It's come away from Galea, and it's gone to the boot of Prince, and it's gone very high in the air under Wesser. Wesser, he's lost sight of it. The ball bounces, luckily for Penrith, in the right direction.
Luckily for Reece Wesser. Look at this. Wesser is by far the best positioned of the two players. He has a look over at Luke Rooney, and by the time that had happened, the ball was almost down bouncing.
Andrew Voss, sideline.
I question Craig Gower's decision to run into the breeze in the first half. Well, it's local knowledge. This breeze has really picked up. In fact, I dare say twice as strong from kickoff. It's going to be a huge advantage to Penrith in the second 40.
Ross's tackle put away by 3 Tigers. Scandalis, O'Neill and LaFranchi. Now Swain plays above his weight, this kid, by quite a big margin. Away now for Gower, and he turns it back on the inside. That is Frank Pritchard in jumper 18, tackled on the halfway by LaFranchi. Now it's away with Prittis and Gower. They're working beautifully at the moment. Gower 30 metres out from the line. Prittis is first man there. Elford was the tackler. They work the short side. Girdler's got players with him, left and right. Rooney goes down the right flank. Ball goes back on the inside. Tigers have got it. Elford's come up with the ball. Gee, they were under extreme pressure down that right side Tigers defence then. They got away with it. Dominant tackle called. Clinton, the main tackler. Prince a dummy half using Graham. And Graham was tackled about 15 metres out from the line. I saw him play for Wigan, actually, Nick Graham, and I can assure you that he's lost, I'd say, about 6 or 7 kilos on what I saw him on his weight, his playing weight in England when I was watching him one night. 10-6.
He's a good buy for a club like West Tigers as Scott Prince drives it straight into the arms of Luke Rooney. But we've seen, oh, there's a high shot call play on. We've seen some close shave. Nullarbor held up. Gower just short. Intercept on the far side by Elford. They've done well, the Tigers, to maintain 10-all.
Yes, it is 10-all, not 10-6 as that screen is indicating for a moment. As Clinton takes it to halfway. Plays it back for Prittis, and Prittis using this rampaging youngster Ben Ross, and gee, when he does run with the ball, he really sucks some energy away from the defence. Galea in the main made that tackle with Fitzhenry. Now it's with Pritchard, and he's in the centre of the ground, 35 out.
Look at the build on this guy, Frank Pritchard.
Campbell away for Gower. Gower up to the 20-metre line. Campbell got the ball on reverse, puts the kick in, and it'll be too deep. I think it's too deep. Yes, it is.
Yes, Craig Gower and Preston Campbell starting to weave some magic out there. Good inside ball back to Campbell. Surprised he kicked. It was on the last tackle. And Luke Rooney just got there a fraction too late.
Scandala's taking the restart run. And again, 3 of them dominating in defence. Clinton and Prittis and Pritchard. As they go to the right side, ball that was way out in front of O'Neill, so much so that the referee has seen it as being forward. And it's hard to argue with. Tim Sheens, of course, played much of or all of his career with Penrith.
Well, a big 5 minutes coming up now. That's what we've got until half-time for both these sides. The West Tigers have done very, very well to deny their opponents in the last 10 minutes. The Panthers would love a springboard into the second half. Wesser now involved. Beach one. Lovely low tackle there by the 3, John Wilson.
They've got him for the flop. And they'll take the tap. I thought they might have contemplated the kick as we get close to half-time. The petrol tank is low as Prittis runs towards the centre of the ground. And is held there by desperation Tigers defence. Scandalis in the main. Now to Gower. Long ball. Inside run Campbell. Now Wesser holding it in one hand. Looking at Elford. Elford's got him. It's his second most important tackle of the night, Elford. Now they come away from the right side. Girdler's pass wasn't good. Gower got it away. Swain sees the line. Puts it down. That'll be a try. He points to the spot. And the Panthers have got their 3rd try. 14-10 kick to come.
Well, if you think 2 straight losses has knocked their confidence or self-belief, don't believe it, because the decision to kick for touch was the right one and a confident one. And our Bundy Rum telestrator will show the quality of the Craig Gower pass to put the try scorer Luke Swain on the outside of the defender. Great ball here from Craig Gower. He gets it and he frees it there. Just watch these defenders on the outside, and the pass as the play continues to get on the outside. They were coming in towards Gower, and the pass is able to put Swain on the outside shoulder of the defender who should have been taken in front on. Try time.
Yeah, this is a very poor defensive effort by the West Tigers on this occasion off their own line. They're all raced in. They raced into where the football was. Nick Graham ended up nowhere, same as John Wilson. No man's land. And it was an easy little run there for Luke Swain.
A big hole there.
So Girdler online with this kick, and that just extends that lead for the Panthers out to 16 points to 10.
Tackle 1! Movement!
Pritchard. Put down about 15 out from his own line. Sattler busy in defence, and so is O'Neill. O'Neill, his figures must also be very, very high at this point in the game. I'm just watching Prittis get up. Blood coming from a cut there. I thought around the kneecap area. He's okay though. He's more concerned with his elbow at the moment as the Panthers come away with Gower sending this big fellow up the middle again, Ross. And then it goes back to Gower. The reverse pass back from Ross, then Girdler, now Pritchard. Pritchard tries to fend away, but he's pulled down by Fitzhenry, playing at 5'8". In fact, it was 16, Galea, who made the tackle with Elford. And the ball has come ajar, and so a scrum will pack right on halfway.
Well, he may have made a mistake, but I mentioned earlier this young man, Frank Pritchard, 20 years of age. I think Trent Waterhouse has got a good build for a back row. Have a look at this young kid. Held in high esteem. He was actually the 18th man for the Kiwis last week for the test match. I think he played plenty of elite football.
How close have you been to him, Pete? You know a bit about his build.
Just having a look from a distance, Paul. He looks tall, he looks rangy. All those good words.
He didn't strike before you put it in. Mate, don't blame me. You lost the last one. You want to come looking for me? Don't look at me. It's in there.
A minute left to half-time, and Scott Prince and Steve Clark having a bit of a disagreement about the put in, and now Gower gets the feed, and it's away now for Wesser, and Wesser is brought down about 5 metres on the Tiger side of halfway by Sattler. Now it's out to Waterhouse. He's crossed the 40-metre line. The ball goes loose. Knocked back by Prittis. I'd say it's play on. Now it's with Swain.
And this will be the final set of 6. 29 seconds to go. Almost at the break.
Prittis to the left for Gower. Ross loomed up, but he dropped off him and he went wide. They're looking for Girdler. Looking for the pace man. Girdler gets away from 3 of them. Nice stepping by Girdler. The ball is loose. The Tigers have got it. Graham has dived on the ball. Just a matter of seconds remaining as we head to the break. 16 to 10, the Panthers. 3 tries to 2. Hodgson throws the ball back in. A speculator pass that was unnecessary. He nearly paid the penalty because Gower was there waiting for it, waiting for the bounce that didn't eventually. So high on excitement, high on entertainment. There's been some fragility in defence, there's no doubt about that. 16 to 10 the score, with the defending champions in front at halftime. Stephen Clark. He's had a tough game. He's seemingly been in control, and he's kept his rulings fairly consistent. That's what I like about this performance tonight. So we're into the second half, and it is John Skandalis picking up where he left off. Swain has come out of that awkwardly, and he's calling for the bench to get a trainer out there. Here's Gibbs, the front row partner for Skandalis, pulled down by Ross and Prittis. They were the first men up there as it comes away from Galea for Graham. Graham, one of those players from the Sharks who left fairly abruptly with Nick Treaster at about the same time from memory. Not Nick Treaster, what's his name? Dean Treaster.
Dean Treaster.
They both left at the same time. Now it's the Tigers kicking to clear. Coming down to Wesser. Back on his 30-metre line, he only makes about 8 metres up the ground before the defence arrive. Led by Graham and by Fitzhenry. Here's Pritchard. And he's under that dominating tackle from Galea and Gibbs. And also in the tackle was Skandalis. Ross, he stands out with those blue boots. And he's put on his back by Gibbs in the main. Galea getting involved. Clinton makes a run. 4 of them in the tackle this time.
Luke Swain's still out there. He's running around like a shot duck at the moment. I'm surprised he came back on. He limped into the dressing room at half-time. He's doing his best out there, but you wouldn't see him lasting long as Wesser looks for a hole up the middle. 33 metres out from the line. Wesser bobbing and dodging as it goes to Gower. Gower rolls it down towards Hodgson. Hodgson, well, there again, did he lose his footing or was he looking to submit? Which, of course, means the markers have got to get in front of him and the defence has got to get back 10 metres, and there's no doubt that it's creeping into the game more and more as a ploy. Here's Elford. And he will play the ball after Clinton gets off him. Pritchard involved. Now it's O'Neill with a run to Clinton to make the tackle, and then Skandalis is put away by Swain. He's still out there and he's still working on one leg. Waterhouse involved in the tackle as well. Now Sattler, a little hit and spin and a handoff, and it's gone back to Scotty Prince, who laid on a try for the Tigers beautifully. Galea puts this kick in. West has got a long way to go, but the ball might be too full, is it? I don't know. West is getting urgent.
He couldn't have weighted it any better, Galea. That was a mighty kick. And Wesser was praying and wishing and hoping, but it wouldn't go.
It was the perfect kick. Look at this. Pulls up right in the corner. Didn't go over sideline. Didn't go over dead ball line. And Duffy comes through to collect Wesser. You won't see a better kick tonight.
Andrew Voss sideline.
I'll tell you the keynote from both coaches in their halftime address. John Lang was really happy with how the Panthers finished the first half. Just be patient in their second 40. And from Tim Sheens, he thought they just need to control the ruck a little more. He thought they're ending up with too many players on the ground in tackles and they're being caught out in defence.
Graham, 30 metres out from the Panthers line. Now Sattler. Ooh, he ran into Pritchard and his head went jolting back, and then Prince uses Fitzhenry, and he's tackled by Ross and Clinton, two of the bigger Panthers. 22 metres out, they come to the right. Scandalis shows the door. Is that a bit high? No. Clark immediately pointing to his shoulder. Off from the left, it's gone to Galea, and then it's gone across to Fitzhenry. Now Graham working out wide. I don't know that there's the pace in the legs of Nick Graham that there was a year or so ago. It's come back now for a little kick by Prince to come ricocheting off one of the Panthers who was held out of the game for a moment. Look at Scandalis showing it. Gets it out to Elford. Oh, he only had to catch it, O'Neill, and he's in to score.
Oh, the tackle just made then. Look at this tackle from Craig Gower. He came from nowhere. The pass there should have been taken by Mark O'Neill. Just went behind him, but it was takeable, and it would have been a try, and it could have been 16-all only a few minutes into the second half.
The scoreboard might be the exact reverse without the services of the Penrith number 7 and captain tonight. That's a sloppy scrum. They've got little to do in there really these days, and they can't get a clean tunnel for it to come out. Here's Rooney now playing at 10 metres out from his line. Fatawira is on. And he's wrapped up by Graham in the 11. Now it's come away for Ross, and as you can see for yourself, he's big and he's pretty fast, and he drains plenty of juice out of those that choose to tackle him. Gibbs that time in with Graham, making the tackle on Waterhouse, who's 30 away from his line. They get it out to a safer region. Then Gower shaped a kick, then had to change his mind as he changed his course, and Wesser finished up with the job. But they had another tackle up their sleeve, and Wesser was aware of that. So was Gower, who knows exactly what he has to do now. Looks for the space between fullback and wing. And it's with Hodgson as he comes running out towards the 30-metre line, drifting over to young Duffy. And Duffy is able to beat the tackle of Campbell, but not Lewis, and he will play the ball inside the 40-metre line. Tigers into the ground as they come away from the eastern grandstand, which is, as I said earlier, heavily accommodated. It's a very good crowd for a fairly chilly night. Galea taking it up on the short side. Campbell makes that tackle. Waterhouse gives him some assistance. Then it's come away for Fitzhenry to cross the 40-metre line. They're going down that corridor on that eastern side of the ground. Here's Scandalis, who's done some fancy things in the last 5 minutes. Now it comes from the dummy half, away for Prince again. He puts the kick in. That turns Rooney around. Rooney's already struck this with his boot. And gee, that's sloppy work by a fellow that normally is rock solid, Rooney.
Well, he was rocking a hard place here, I think. Luke Rooney got in a bad position to get the football. Two great kicks from the West Tigers in the last couple of minutes, and they got home in the second half against the Eagles off the boot of Scott Prince.
Line drop out from the captain's right boot. Halfway line. That's where it's taken by Fitzhenry, and Graham taking it down the centre of the ground this time to be met by Pritchard and Ross, and it's come away from Galea and gone through two sets of hands, and Prince ends up with O'Neill, and he's tackled 30 metres out by Girdler. From Hodgson up at dummy half. Back to Gibbs. He loses the ball. Advantage play on Clinton. He will be forced to play the ball just outside the 30-metre line. Good reaction by the big prop forward.
Great head-on tackle there by Luke Privis.
Rooney now. It might have been a bit tough on him back there. I thought he actually got contact on the ball with his knee and trying simply to avoid the ball and pray it to go over the dead ball line. Here's Waterhouse now coming up towards Scandalis on halfway. Graham is the man with Gibbs that eventually makes this tackle for the Tigers, who trail by 6 points. The half-time margin. Pritis is met over there by Wilson. Now it's with Campbell. Campbell puts on a sprint, goes through, looks back, finds Wesser. Wesser takes it over 30. He goes through out of another tackle. Graham gets him from behind. picked up by Fatawira at dummy half. Campbell goes off to the right. Fatawira looks out, looking for Gower. And he'll play the ball 12 metres out from the line. Tackler was Sattler. It's come away for Gower. He's inside the 10. Puts in a little kick. The ball is there, and it's dived on by Sattler. So he was a man for all seasons there, Scott. He was defending, and then he was diving on loose balls.
Yeah, Paul.
And the ball played there by Jason Moody off his own 10-metre line, and Gibbs it is that runs the ball out towards 20. And Martin Lang is there with Trent Waterhouse to put him away. Now it's away with Skandalis, and Skandalis is able to beat Fatawira. He's put down by Lewis and Campbell. Campbell contests a lot of tackles, makes a lot of misses, I suppose, but he's in a lot of contests. Wilson down the left side for the Tigers. Off now for Prince to kick from outside the 40-metre line. There's no 40-20 here. It's back with Wesser on his 10-metre line. He starts his upfield run. A little bit of a dance, and then he runs into Scott Prince, and he puts him down with the help of Scott Sattler.
Good decision by Prince there. Saw that the players had dropped back. There was no chance of a 40-20, so he ate up as many metres as he could.
Help 2. Up and mark straight. Go. 3. Back to me. Now. Chest. It's 4.
Lang prepares to play the ball almost on the halfway mark. Prudis fires off the ball to Pritchard. Sattler hits him hard. Skandalis also offering his help in the tackle. Now it's back for Gower, who just checks himself for a moment. Now he's put up a towering bomb. The fullback for the Tigers. It came off his leg and went back, I thought. But Clark said, no, you knocked it off.
Well, he nearly looked offside too, the player that took it, but the knock-on call, how high did this go?
You're worse than me, Jason. So
Fair dinkum. Jet planes were dodging it. It comes down, and Hodgson never really got near it. He said it did come off his hands. It looked like it might have come off his knee.
He was actually complaining that there'd been some interference by Preston Campbell, but there's evidence there that Campbell was trying to catch the football.
I still think he missed it with his hands and arms, and it came off his knee and then went across to a player who made himself onside. But, I mean, that's
back it off, mate. Back it off.
not even relevant. As the referee said, it came off your hands and it went forward. That's the end of the section. Penrith now with a good chance to attack and go further in front. It's out for Wesser. Wesser, one-on-one with Elford. Elford makes the tackle. An assist there from Jason Moody. Then it's from Girdler onto Gower. Gower away to Prittis. Back on the inside for Martin Lang. Doesn't get it over the line often.
This is where Preston Campbell is at his best.
So Prittis it is inside the 10. Ross goes charging up the middle. There it is out the back. Lang away for Campbell, but there's plenty of numbers in defence. Waterhouse uses Campbell again. Now Campbell tries to slip through, but he's pulled down and tackled by Gibbs, one of the front rowers, Skandalis the other. Then it's Gower, intercepted by Elford. A bit of that Panther knowledge coming through in Shane Elford there. He knew it was urgent. He knew what he had to do.
Yeah, that was an intercept that he went for that had to be taken because Penrith had 3 players up against 1 Tiger. It would have been a try. Now Scott Prince takes them on. He needs to do a bit more of that. The West Tigers, you know, they're hanging in there with the Penrith side. Penrith are playing pretty well, but the Tigers, I think they need Brett Hodgson to get a lot more involved. They need some backup from him around the rucks, supporting the big forwards, looking for holes.
Graham working the left side of the ground now. Wilson is tackled. Lewis
Good.
in a contest over there with Wilson. Gallia's pass to ground. It went backwards. Play on was the call. Sattler taken by Lewis and Waterhouse. 5 metres in from touch, a bit more than that. 15 in from touch on the eastern side. Prince, and he's going to the air now. First a bomb from Gower, and now one from Prince down the other end of the park. An uneasy take there by Wesser. And he's put away and tackled by the 15 is LaFranchi, who's back on, and Prince was involved, and it's Penrith running it away from inside their own 10-metre line now with Rooney. And then a one-handed pickup by Amos Roberts, who picked up a couple of tries in the first half. And it takes him through to 11 tries for the season and the top try scorer in the league so far. Ross inside the 40-metre line, played back for Prudis. Prudis thinks he might be able to catch those markers not standing direct. He got yards out of it. He didn't get a penalty out of it. Here's Campbell doing the same, putting it on the boot, then the pick up. Beautiful. Oh, no, I was about to say beautiful hands that went to ground, and the referee said play on. Now it's away to Roberts. Roberts looking for number 3. Sadawira looms up on the inside, and they go over. Well, I thought that ball went forward.
That's it, went forward. But I think with the use of the video referee, Stephen Clark said, well, let this go. We can always go back to it if they score a try.
Well, they can't rule on a forward pass here, of course, so he's got to... This is either going to be a knock-on
or it did come off his foot.
Yeah.
That's what Clark just said. He said it looked to come off his foot. Well, he has. He's dropped it on his foot.
Now, when he picks it up here, if this is a forward pass, it can't be ruled upon, so that's... If he's let that go, the video referee has to say, well, I can't get involved in that. It's play on. And it has definitely gone forward. He's thrown the ball forward. This is going to be very unusual, this, because Campbell has gone through. He picks the football up. There's no dramas there at all. Now he throws the pass forward. It comes off Gower's boot. He's picked it up. The only way they can get out of this is say it wasn't a pass run, it was a knock-on, and he passed the football.
And I'm tipping that's what they're going to say to save some face here, because there's no way that's a try. He tried to pass that ball, it went forward. I think he'll be told that he knocked it on.
It's no try.
Knock on, Preston Campbell.
Well, they've
Play the ball.
they snuck out of that one just.
The kick that Clark was
Knock on Preston Campbell.
concerned with was Gower. He thought that was the incident where the ball went forward, and it did come off the foot of Gower, but that was after Campbell had dropped the ball.
And you heard Stephen Clark in the background saying the decision was based on a knock-on from Preston Campbell.
Yeah, that's right. Scandalis is with it now, though. After a tidy delay, 31 metres out from his own line. Mears is back on the park. Princeton is offloading to O'Neill.
Here it is.
Lang making the tackle with Gower. They're out on the 40-metre line as it goes across to Sattler, and Sattler, tries to lay a pass on for Hodgson. That's the sort of thing that Brett Hodgson loves to do.
Yeah, that's the right idea, which I mentioned before. I mean, Brett Hodgson hanging around looking for holes, and it was on, but unfortunately the pass just wasn't up there enough for Brett Hodgson.
You don't have to be real quick if you know that. Just let him get in first. That's it.
Friday night football, 9 from the Penrith Stadium, with the Penrith Panthers leading the West Tigers 16-10 as Penrith go on to an attack with Lewis. Duffy's got him and they take him over the touchline. So it was on a very early play and Luke Lewis has found the touchline.
In you go now.
These referees are really trying to get the ball into the scrum tunnel, if you can call it that, between the inside front feet of the props.
Yep, yeah, got him.
Sattler with the ball, but the sound of the whistle is a 10-metre infringement by the Panthers. Andrew, sideline.
Looks like the Panthers will be down a man on their interchange for the rest of the night. Luke Swain highly unlikely to return because of an ankle strain.
Thank you, Andrew. Mears about to play the ball inside the 20-metre line. Scandalis running a long way before the defensive line moved up to take him. And he plays it 8 metres out from the Penrith line. Then a second-man play. O'Neill links up with Elford. Elford for Hodgson. Hodgson couldn't take it. And then it's Campbell turning defence into offence. Then it's Gower. Now it's Rooney. Rooney slides back inside. He's pulled down by LaFranchi. Almost out to the 40-metre line. And it's Girdler's turn now. Here's a penalty to the Panthers. He's got the Tigers for inside the 10.
Yeah, LaFranchi, he tried a little sneaky one there. He knew he was offside, but he got the slightest hold on the jersey, and the referee wasn't fooled. Great work there from the Panthers. Preston Campbell turning defence into attack after the mistake.
And you would have seen Scott Sattler there, Pete, just saying to the Tigers, hang in there, boys, lift.
Hold here, boys. Go.
Tap taken by Prudis and Martin Lang. Lays his body on the line, as he always does. Plays it on the 30-minute. Look at this bloke, Ross. Gee, I'm impressed with him. This is the bloke that was on the end of that pummeling from Gordon Tallis. So pummeling, he didn't seem to offer very much, but he offers plenty when he takes the ball up. Here's Pritchard, and Pritchard has tackled 10 away from the line. Ball played back quickly for Prittis to try and bump away from Duffy, but Duffy persists and makes the tackle. Here's Wesser, close to the line, puts the ball down, but I think he's short.
John Wilson!
Clark is sure he's short and says play on. Bad pass to Gower, and then he puts a kick in. He'll put another kick on it. He is onside. Fanawera up. Did he get the ball down? Clark wants to look at it. It all happened very, very quickly. Gower's kicked it a couple of times.
Well, is he onside? And does he get the football down?
They're checking offsides, knock-ons and groundings here. The whole box and dice.
Okay, Fadawira is on his inside right shoulder, so he's onside, no dramas with that. Kicks it again. Fadawira is in front, I think, when he gets the second touch. I think he's offside.
Yeah, it should be a penalty to the West Tigers. And does he ground it anyway? It looks like he knocked it forward.
We'll soon know. No try, 20-metre restart. So he deemed him to be onside.
Yeah.
He has deemed him onside.
So he's saying if Fadawira had been able to plant the football,
Absolutely,
it was a try.
Pete. Absolutely. So from the 20-metre restart, which Paul and Peter both, and I think they were right.
Yeah, well, remind me never to apply for a video referee job, because I wouldn't get it.
Back here, boys. Hold here, Frank. Hold, Frank.
Played by the 19, who's out there for the Tigers, Bronson Harrison.
Back to me, Mark Blank. Keep coming,
Now
Craig.
with Scandalis, almost bringing a penalty as the marker put him back on the ground. Mears back for Harrison.
Back here, boys.
42 metres out from the Panthers line. The Tigers still trailing by 6. And we're almost 3/4 of the way through this game as Scott Prince goes across the park. And again, it's with Bronson Harrison. 35 away from the Panthers line. Mears brings it back to the right. Prince goes to the air. And Wesser, with plenty of time to take it, does that. He was in the field of play. Now he's got to get back into the field of play from the in-goal area. Does that as well. And is tackled by Scott Sattler and Shane Elford, who goes in on that tackle on Rooney as well. Came out of it second best, actually. The major tackler was Scandalis again. My goodness, he's been a workhorse in this game tonight. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a match with John Scandalis where he hasn't done more than his share. Here's Martin Lang, met by the defence just 22 metres out from his own line. Scott Prince and Scott Sattler making the tackle jointly. Then from Gower, now with Nullivar. Oh, Nullivar. He's going across the ground like an old soldier crab and not making any ground at all. Put down by John Wilson and also by Bronson Harrison. Now it's to the short side for Gower. And they really cramped him up there, so he did very well to get a kick away.
And Brett Hodgson taking no chances there. Good kick from Gower. Joe Nullivar's been kept out of this game for quite a while. Has had a lot of football of late. And he's also a match winner. And he may well be the man that John Lang is looking for in this last 20 minutes to get his side home.
3 tries to 2. Penrith by 16 to 10, and 2 of their tries from Roberts. Scrum 30 metres out from the Tigers line. Clark consuming plenty of time. He's trying to get these scrums to pack before they actually link in. Now Wilson will play the ball, tackled by Wesser. It's gone from Prince and then to O'Neill, and O'Neill to Fitzhenry, and Fitzhenry, who opened them up in the first half, is playing the ball 40 metres out from his own line, and it's gone away from Elford, gone over to O'Neill. O'Neill gets it on to Lafranchi, and he's tackled in a 2-man shot by Nullivar and Prudis, almost on the halfway line. Here's Mears, the blonde-headed dummy half, using Scandalis, and Scandalis runs into Ross and Lang. And he will play the ball a couple of metres on his opposition side of halfway. Sattler across now to Harrison. Harrison sold a dump there to John Wilson. Wilson was hit by Amos Roberts coming in, and then it's gone to Scott Prince's right boot. Down it goes, bounces away for Rooney. Rooney looks at Wesser, says, "I'll take it myself." It's a good long run. And Rooney eventually pulled down and tackled by Lafranchi inside the Panthers' 30-metre line. Here's Pritchard with a good, strong run, straight up the middle. Mears was there with Prince, 2 of the smaller men putting him away. Ross is met by Scandalis, got the ball away to Campbell, backing up, and then it's Girdler. Girdler steps off his left foot. Campbell still backs up. The ball goes into no man's land. Campbell not frightened to give away a few metres to go back forward, and there he is, pulled down almost on halfway by Scandalis. Now it's for Lang, and Lang goes up and is met on the fringe of the ruck by Lafranchi. Puts him down hard. Then it's Prudis. Off to the right, Gower's taken control again. He cuts out one, picks up Fadawira. Over the shoulder of Lewis, picked up by the Tigers. Play on, advantage applies. Played by Duffy out there. Then Prince, now 19, loses it. Harrison might have been raked out by a Panther. It's with Hodgson. 6 more tackles, so Clark agrees with that comment. Hodgson to play the ball. Nullivar was the man that caused that to happen. Now it's back for Scandalis. He's pulled down by Prudis and Lang. 16 to 10, first tackle. Just on an hour of the game gone. Mears across, drifting, picking up Lafranchi, and Nullivar and Lang picking up and taking back to where he came from. Mears again. away from Nullava, but Joe goes after him, puts him down. That's a strong tackle by him. And then a lot of weight over the top from Ross. Here is Fitzhenry approaching the 30-metre line before he passes to Harrison. Harrison put away by Lewis and Fatawira. 10 metres in from the eastern side of the ground, John Wilson finds Daniel Fitzhenry, and he's taken by Joe Nullava. He was more or less falling. I was about to say it was a good tackle, but not really. He was falling. And it was an easy shot for Nullava. This kick is ordinary, and it's come down to Elford. He's able to offload. Moody and Ruby combine. Here is Prince on the inside. He kicks over the head of West on the bounce. Too big and too early.
A lovely play on this side by both Elford and Moody. It was the last tackle, so he had to kick Scott Prince if he couldn't find a support player. This game reminded me very much of the Parramatta Cronulla game of last week. Parramatta looked to be in the ascendancy, as Penrith do at the moment. Cronulla got out of trouble. Can the Tigers do the same?
He's riding every tackle, riding every play. 35 away from the Panthers line. Tacklers dominating that encounter there on Wesser. Here's Fatawira put away by Wilson and Harrison. 42 metres out from the Panthers line. They lead by 6, but they're not doing it as consummately as we've seen them do a couple of times this year. They're looking down the barrel of 3 losses in a row. At the moment, that doesn't seem probable, but anything could happen. If Sterlo's right and got it right, we're heading for golden point. Gower's kick, and Gower is down. Clark looking at Gower, listening to his touch man, and the touch man is in.
Well, they're both in. They're both in.
Let's have a listen to the ref and the touches.
Just having a look. We're going to have a look. Yep.
Well, it's definitely late.
I don't think it's as bad as it looks.
No,
It comes up off the shoulder. And that could well be play on. I don't think he's attacked the head of the opponent. I think that he's got him on the shoulder.
Okay, thank you.
He's come up and made contact, so that will constitute a penalty, but I don't think it's a report situation.
I think the main thing about it is it's late.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yep, give it to him.
Came through after the kick, hit by Gower late, but it first hit the shoulder, came up to the chin, definitely worth a penalty and on the court.
Okay, same deal. Okay, all right. So the problem is you come in late, your first point of contact's with the shoulder, but then it's bounced something in the chin, so we'll put on report. All right, the penalty.
Well, that touch judge has got it absolutely right. That's the way everybody would have seen it on our coverage. There's no lies told there. What you see is what you get. Gower's okay. I think Sattler was quite happy to cop what he got, but I don't think he tried to initially wrap his arm anywhere around Craig Gower's neck or head. It did bounce off the shoulder. Clinton, tackled by Sattler. Chance here for the Panthers. They're 10 metres out with Lang. Tackled by Delia over the top. Lima got involved down low. Now it's away for Gower. Gower goes on to Campbell. Oh, short ball. Fatawira did well. Lewis, can he get it away? No.
It is, Robbie.
From the line, tackled by young Duffy. Fatawira finding Priddis. Priddis goes back inside there for Nullaval. And Nullaval will play the ball. He got it over the line!
No!
They hadn't completed the tackle. And Joe, for the 3rd time tonight, said, I'm having another go. And this time he gets it. Joe Nullaval.
Joe Nullaval. He had a 28-minute break tonight, so he recharged the batteries, and he carries half a team to the try line. Gets the ball 11 metres out. Mears is there. 3 or 4 players will look to get involved. They've stopped him there. The legs keep pumping. He's got 4 players hanging off him. How can he get the football through that? Perseverance. There's another one coming in. There's 5. What an effort.
Unbelievable. Stephen Clark just said there was a run and a half. Was it what? The attracted tacklers like barnacles to a yacht.
Descriptive.
And the barnacles just kept falling off. Unbelievable by Joe Nullava. Nearly the try of the year, that one. And it just might win Penrith the game.
Yes, exactly right. Yep.
trying to work out what barnacles are attracted to.
The yachts attract them, or the barnacles attract the yacht?
Leave us alone. Here's Girdler with the attempted conversion of the try of the year for Joe Nullivar. In the words of Paul Vorton. There it is from Girdler. He's got the other two. It deserves to be converted. Peter Sterling and Barnacle Bill Vorton. And 14 and a half to go in a match that still is not firmly with the Panthers. There's Rodney. Started the game. No puller tour tonight. A couple of injuries to neck and back.
I spoke to Tony before the game. He was pretty crook all over the body, mainly the back, and Darren Sender will be back for West also next week.
So here is Nullivar losing the ball. And what's he going to do? He's going to put a scrum down. I think Joe was of the opinion that the ball was raked. Mears is underneath there, but he's not touching the ball. He tried to unload Nullivar. There's no need to coach these scrums. Surely they should know by now how to pack a scrum. We've spent a mile of time doing this tonight. Sattler goes around the back and picks up Prince, and then Hodgson is tackled. Plays it a couple of metres into Panthers territory for young Duffy to make a run. Fadawira was the tackler. Then it comes away from Scott Prince to Scott Sattler. Then it's with LaFranchi, and he goes up the middle, straightens the ship, straightens the yacht, and he will play the ball 35 metres out from the Panthers line as it's turned in by Fitzhenry for Lima. He's upended by Rodney and Prudis and put away with Clinton's help. And then Mears goes left for Sattler to go on to Scott Prince again, and he's run into Fadawira and Nullivar. Two of the players I talked about earlier playing their third game in 7 nights. As it goes back and it's put into the air by Fitzhenry. An post kick, but Rooney's above them all. It's come off him and gone back into the middle of the park. He's got the ball back.
Then Tigers.
Oh, that would have been a chance there too for Jeff Lima. Was presented to him by Rooney. Just had to catch this one. He would have looked up. There was no one in front of Jeff Lima.
That's it, Marty. Win backs, go straight.
And of course, the ruling is that it's come off Rooney, gone forward and touched an opposing player, so therefore it's a knock-on. I just thought for a moment Luke was going to be in command of the situation, but then it was obvious that it came off the hands or the arms, and then on to Lima. Players just inside the 20-metre line. Panthers enter the ground. Converted try here for the Tigers would reopen the vault as Wilson plays it close to the line. That is Galea. Big right hand up in the face of Lewis, and he's going over, is he? Gets over the line, does he? Clark's on top of it. Looks for the video referee to help out. Galea, strong. Has he made it?
Well, the teammates and the ball carrier believe that is the case. He's a good talent, this Ben Galea. He's been plagued by injury over the last couple of seasons. But he was one of the great white hopes at this joint venture a couple of years ago.
He's not very big, but he's got a big ticker, and he surges forward. Any part of that ball on the line is a try. Now, it goes down. Yep. Is it on the line or is it short?
I think it's a try.
That's what the video referee has to decide. And it looks like it's on the line.
And then pushed back.
And then pushed back. So Ben Galea gets the Tigers back into the match, it would appear.
And if this is a green light, the video ref does agree that football has been put down on the line originally. We've got a huge conversion coming up. Trail by 12. This, I think, would get them back to within 8. Plenty of looks at it. And I just think that the original put down there, when the ball first hits the ground, it's touching the white line.
Prepared to go with the Tigers getting a piece of the ball on the line, but I'm only preempting that. This ref call. Yeah, he's given it. Stephen Clark. He thought that man, Ben Galea, got a portion of the football on the try line. It's back open this game. But certainly, if he kicks this conversion, here it is again.
Well, not as spectacular as the Nullivar try, but it is reward again for perseverance. And I've got to say, if Stephen Clark thought
didn't have the evidence that he couldn't see, so that was our opinion, so that's what we went with.
Yeah, I don't mind that, because for mine, he probably would have given it anyway. He's double-checking. That's okay. Craig Gow came up and asked the question, how come that was a try? And Steve Clark gave his reasons, but Ben Galea then ran from dummy half. A very simple try, disappointing defence by the Penrith side, and no one went round the legs. They wanted to try and tackle him high. And the legs kept going, and over he went.
Post-match tonight, Peter Sterling, Phil Gould, Andrew Voss, Matthew Johns. Breaking news on Trent Barrett in the post-match wrap. Hudson with a big kick, looks beautiful. Bisects the big sticks. And that brings it to a 6-point ball game. 70th minute. Big weekend of football. When I say that, there are some enormous clashes in the offense. And Frankie is tackled over there by Fatawiera, 10 metres out from the line. And that could, as I said, bolster crowds. The season's tally could go in an upward spiral very quickly over the weekend. So Frankie, tackled by Lang, and Fatawiera again as Mears sends Sattler down the right side of the ruck to the 40-metre line with Joe Nullavow and Clinton combined. Here's Prince trying to attack the line as his coach requested. This is Fitzhenry. Big change for him from the 5 jumper last weekend against the Eagles into 6. He's got a problem, Tim, with the halves, and of course that's brought about by injuries. No doubt about that. That kick is good. It's gone right down, but it's Wesser who gets underneath it. Wesser running away from Lima. Eventually tackled by Harrison and LaFranchi.
Ray, when the Panthers are flying, they normally go for the jugular, but I think in this situation they should be looking to kick field goal as soon as they can.
22-16, that's what Peter's referring to, a 6-point ball game in front of their home crowd. And looking at the clock, there was plenty of time for the Tigers to come right back to a golden point game. 9.5 minutes of the match remaining. From Prudis's hands, it's gone over to Gower, who steps, and he left Scott Sattler clutching at air. Now it's away for Waterhouse on the bounce, and then Elford brings him down. 20 metres out. The Panthers brewing up to take the shot. Gower took a couple of steps. He shaped as though he was going to take the kick. Now the ball comes down to the Tigers. Mears in 9. Held by Lang. Back for Galea to go to Prince, and they go on the left of the ground through Fitzhenry over to Wilson, and Lewis puts him away.
There it is.
Very soft passage of play just down that left side from the Tigers. There wasn't a great deal of urgency about it.
It is Trent, Joel.
This is Galea. He's added something. Mears a dummy half. Both their dummy halves are on the ground now. Sattler to the halfway under the tackle of Girdler and Waterhouse. And now Mears comes across to the right with his pass to Bronson Harrison. He flicks it out the back. Mears was still there, accommodates him, then Prince, then Galea, now Fitzhenry. Campbell goes after him, so does Lewis. He loses the ball, and Lewis has got the ball in the field of play. Play on, advantage applied by Clark. Direct ruling, Nullavow. Just outside his own 40-metre line, and there is consumed by the defence of Galea again. I keep using his name. He's really got a high work rate, this boy. Picked himself up a try just a couple of minutes ago, but his name keeps coming up in defence. Here's Waterhouse. And again, he's in there with LaFranchi, who's also very much an enthusiastic defence player. Then it's away for Gow. Now on to Campbell. Campbell steps away from Harrison. Bursts into the clear. The support is not there. And Hodgson hangs on, shutting the ball down. Played back for Prudis to go to Gower. Gower to Martin Lang. Lang ahead. And pulled down by LaFranchi and Elford, who want to get out of there quick. Does that now to the satisfaction of the referee. There's Girdler taking the shot, but it never got off the tarmac. 22-16, 7 to go.
Yeah, that'll be in the grand final, worst ever field goal attempts for Ryan Girdler. He'll have a laugh about that one later, but there was a chance to wrap it up. He really rushed it.
At least they set it up well. They had Gower on the other side calling it.
This is Lima. 35 away from his own line. The ball has come from the dummy half. Fitzhenry to Sattler, who runs into Lang, and then Prudis has to come in and make the tackle with Clinton to shut down their former teammate. And now it's with Mears, and he's brought down a few metres short of halfway. Been a funny old day for Scott Sattler. The emotions when he missed the tackle that allowed the try for Roberts. They cheered to the heavens. The fans that were cheering him for making a similar tackle in the grand final. And then he put a high shot on Gower, and they wanted him sent off. Funny go. Oh, here's a chance for Duffy. Well, Amos Roberts, he may have scored 2 tries, but I think young Duffy has put a hand on it. Referee agrees and points to the spot. They are back with a chance of a golden point shot.
And excellent work from Scott Prince. And the Bundy Rump telestrator will show as we freeze it there. He actually stood up and looked this way. That's where all the kicks have gone. But he sees that Luke Rooney is up and that there is space down in the corner. And as play continues, it's a well-weighted kick from Scott Prince. He did it second half last week against the Eagles. It's unfolding for him again. Now the ball goes away from Luke Rooney, who just looks like he overruns it, and Duffy gets rewarded for a strong chase.
Yeah, the football.
In fact, it's Roberts who missed the footy.
The football can do cruel things. Roberts thought he had that covered all the way.
This young man on his debut. It's a first career try in his first ever game in the top grade. Well done. And now Brett Hodgson, one of the more experienced players, has a chance here to maybe send us to golden point.
From the sideline, 20 metres out, he's pulled it around. No goal. No goal for Hodgson, 22-20. Forget about this young bloke you're praising. He did save a try earlier in the game. That was just as important as the try that he just scored when you work it out. He repelled Joe Nullivar in his first big rugby league confrontation. Takes on a Kiwi international, holds him up. Now a penalty will take them out easily from the 25-metre mark.
Finishing the game the way they started it. Cheap penalties in the play the ball area. Trent Waterhouse, no reason to go on with the tackle.
Prince finding the line. 10 metres short of halfway.
Tackle one.
Is this boiling up into a golden point decider? It's away now for Galea. And it's Campbell, I fancy, that's underneath him. It is, with Clinton over the top. Mears passes the ball to Hodgson. Hodgson off his right foot a couple of times. Ross is there to squash him in defence with Pritchard. 40 metres to the line for the Tigers as O'Neill comes in. Sattler takes the tackle and offloads. Nice piece of work. Now Prince. Prince going down the left side. Can't get the ball away to his winger. Plays it on the 20. Here's that man again, Galea. He's pulled down and tackled by Roberts.
He's offside.
Mears gets the ball on. Wilson turns and throws it back infield. Prince gets the ball to Scandalis. He tries a kick. Wesser comes away with it. So Penrith off the hook for the moment.
I thought that Amos Roberts was offside in making the tackle. I'm sure that Tim Sheens will be having a look back at that as Shane Rodney takes the football forward. Good charge towards the 20.
2.25 minutes and a 2-point ball game. It's lost.
And it's lost. 22 metres out near the posts, and the West Tigers will nearly get the last set of 6. 2 minutes to go. There might be a couple of sets, but this is their chance to cause one of the biggest upsets so far this year. Johnny Lang looks bemused.
Bemused? I think he looks over-emotional.
Come on, boys, let's go.
Almost tears in the eyes of John Lang on that shot.
Outside leg up.
This has got a bit of wind in the eyes. What a finish. They wouldn't go away, and they're not going away. Right down to the final siren. Prince, tackled by Wesser. Played back to Hodgson. 10 to go. 10 metres, that is. Fitzhenry, he's tackled. 5 metres out. 2 points in arrears. Mears at dummy half, drifting across. Goes back to the veteran Mark O'Neill. He's put down. 3 metres out from the line. Tackled by Ross. Mears goes away. It is with Fitzhenry. He's dancing with Campbell. Now it's gone out to Galea. He dances with Lewis. Gets it away to Wilson. Wilson is tackled. 20 metres out from the line by Prittis. Away it comes for Sattler. Sattler puts on a short ball for O'Neill. Tackled low and high. Clinton and Rodney. Now it comes away. Again for Sattler. Holds the pass back. Off the knees passes. That's legitimate. Knocked down by Pritchard. In fact, the referee has said play on. Pritchard still on the move. Out to the 40-metre line. That should be the ball game.
Oh, Stephen Clark has ruled that Frank Pritchard did not play at the football.
So, Girdler.
I'm sure he dead set got a hand on it on purpose to knock the ball down. No one saw it.
I fancy that Stephen Clark has relied on his touch judge on the western sideline. Let's see it again. Oh, he's had a shot. He's poked a big hand out on it. 22 to 20. Well, I'm sure those pictures aren't telling lies, but Pritchard looks to have knocked on. And that'll take some of the gloss away from this. Here is Prentice with Girdler. Girdler taken away. 9 metres out from the line. 5 tackles gone. Panthers attacking. Rooney away for Gower. Shape for a kick. Takes the tackle. There's the siren. It's over.
Didn't play it.
He's saying again, you can hear him. He didn't play it. Well, our picture suggested that he did. 22 to 20. The Panthers have won.